Is this like a universal truth? Like men don't know the age of their friends' kids? Like so many times, even my closest friends.
Let's see. How old do you think my kids are? I mean, I refer to them by their age on the show, so you probably know that one.
Yeah. Well,
I would say the Geist child is.
I can tell because your youngest child was born. I know when he was born because we just started the show.
Right. So he's as old as the show.
He's 7 years old.
Yes.
Because that was 2018. I remember that was the first spring, winter, or beginning of the year. I remember from that year. And then I know your other kid is 9.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I can tell you for sure that the Geist child cannot yet smoke. And that's about as specific as I can go.
Dude, really spreading your bed out right there. I'm going to go for
I'm pretty good. I feel like I'm good.
18. Jack, we haven't even known each other 18 years. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I got a bad sense of time. It is wild. Like one of my, my best friend growing up, like sent me his kid's driver's permit, and I like fucking could not believe that shit. Yeah,
he's driving.
Yeah,
like, Jack. I know that's like a funny thing too. Like I have to really rack my brain because I can remember the year. Like, and I go from there. It's not like I always have a running thing. It's like, okay, they just turned this age. They just turned this age. I'm like, they were born this year because I remember everything that was happening that year. I just had a friend because I like to the area I moved. One of my friends mentioned like a mutual friend who I haven't seen in years, like lives like in the area. And I was like, he's like, oh, he's got a kid too. And I'm like, oh, how old? He's like, dude, I want to say like 4. The kid is turning 2.
He jumped ahead 2 years.
He's turning 2 like an infielder right now.
It is
somewhere
funny because
between 1 and 5.
But that's going double.
So the difference to a parent between 2 and 4 is so vast.
Sure.
Oceans of time. But to an outsider, it's like, I don't know, like when did Moana 2 come out? Did it come out 2 years ago or 4 years ago? I don't fucking know, I didn't
like know Moana 2 came out. I'd be like, I didn't even have a kid.
Exactly. Like my ability to know the difference between how many years ago something happened is pretty shoddy in general.
Right.
So if I have not been interacting with that kid, I am going to, when I see them for the first time, say, and who the fuck is this?
I think I'm around people who are just way on top of their shit. Like all my homegirls know all the ages.
No, that's
so much better.
Well, they probably also talk to each other more about their kids.
Women.
No, but I just like, they
communicate
how
better.
much it's like a dumb guy.
It's not just Tim Allen grunts.
Yeah.
I'm like, how many Tim Allen grunts is this kid? I feel like
my life when I hang out with my friends is like, so like, what's going on with them career wise? Like, and I'm like, I don't know. I've never known what he does for a living at all.
Like one of your friends?
One of my college friends. Like he has a law degree and like he does different stuff. But like when we hang out, we don't talk about that. We just various things. And anybody in like
talk. We just look at
we just don't talk, man.
Just look at the wall.
And anybody in the world of finance, I'm just like, I've got one friend who's actually interesting to hear talk about that shit. And like, so I will I ask him what's going on with his work, but most other people, like, I don't talk to them about it. And if I ask them about it, they don't want to talk about that shit either.
Yeah. My friend from middle school, I have no idea what he does for a job. We've been friends for decades, and then my other friend
no idea at all. Like you couldn't even
at this point. No, I don't know what he. I know he used to be a carpenter. I don't know what he does for work now.
Oh man, I know a carpenter who.
Hold on now.
Had some pretty good stories.
Hold on, you're in good company. It sounds like.
Yeah,
my man JC, he's got something to say.
I'm Jorge Ramos.
And I'm Paola Ramos.
Together we're launching The Moment, a new podcast about what it means to live through a time as uncertain as this one.
We sit down with politicians.
I would be the first immigrant mayor in generations, but 40% of New Yorkers were born outside of this country.
Artists and activists. I mean, do you ever feel demoralized?
I might personally lose hope. This individual might lose the faith, but there's an institution that doesn't lose faith. And that's what I've believed in.
To bring you depth and analysis from a unique Latino perspective.
There's not a single day that Paola and I don't call or text each other, sharing news and thoughts about what's happening in the country. This new podcast will be a way to make that ongoing intergenerational conversation public.
Listen to The Moment with Jorge Ramos and Paola Ramos as part of the My Cultura podcast network on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you want to hear the secrets of serial killers, psychopaths, pedophiles, robbers?
They are sitting there waiting for the vulnerable thing. They're waiting for the unprotected.
I'm Dr. Leslie, forensic psychologist. I advocate for safety and awareness of predators while wearing pink.
When you were described to me as a forensic psychologist, I was like, snooze. We ended up talking for hours, and I was like, this girl is my best friend.
This is a podcast where I cut through the noise with sarcasm, satire, and hard truths.
I'm not going to fake it and force it.
But would you force an orgasm? Because that's like a different layer. The car accident you didn't want to see but couldn't turn away from. In this episode, I discuss personal safety and self-defense, tools, instincts, and strategies to protect yourself and your loved ones in everyday life and high-risk situations. Listen to Intentionally Disturbing on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I had this like overwhelming sensation that I had to call her right then. And I just hit call. Said, hey, I'm Jacob Schick. I'm the CEO of One Tribe Foundation. And I just wanted to call on and let her know there's a lot of people battling some of the very same things you're battling. And there is help out there.
The Good Stuff Podcast Season 2 takes a deep look into One Tribe Foundation, a nonprofit fighting suicide in the veteran community. September is National Suicide Prevention Month, so join hosts Jacob and Ashley Schick as they bring you to the front lines of One Tribe's mission.
I was married to a combat Army veteran, and he actually took his own life to suicide. One Tribe saved my life twice.
There's a lot of love that flows through this place, and it's sincere.
Now it's a personal mission. Don't want to have to go to any more funerals,
I got blown up on a react mission. I ended up having amputation below the knee of my right leg and a traumatic brain injury because I landed on my head.
Welcome to Season 2 of The Good Stuff.
Listen to The Good Stuff podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Your entire identity has been fabricated. Your beloved brother goes missing without a trace. You discover the depths of your mother's illness, the way it has echoed and reverberated throughout your life, impacting your very legacy. Hi, I'm Danny Shapiro, and these are just a few of the profound and powerful stories I'll be mining on our 12th season of Family Secrets. With over 37 million downloads, we continue to be moved and inspired by our guests and their courageously told stories. I can't wait to share 10 powerful new episodes with you. Stories of tangled up identities, concealed truths, and the way in which family secrets almost always need to be told. I hope you'll join me and my extraordinary guests for this new season of Family Secrets. Listen to Family Secrets Season 12 on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, the internet, and welcome to this episode of Week Trend, Your Daily Zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Did you know the me saying Your Daily Zeitgeist for 7 years in a row is what fried my vocal cords?
I thought it was snorting all that powdered milk.
All that powdered milk. My name's Jack O'Brien. That over there is Mr. Miles Gray. We are, of course, referencing the urban legend, possibly true story, loose theory that Al Pacino's voice, the way when he went from talking like Michael Corleone in a normal voice to talking like Yosemite Sam with the cha-cha-cha, was all of the powdered milk that he had to snort in Scarface.
That's like wild.
Fucked up his whole shit.
I wonder like what the whole process was for like that, like the prop master, when it's like, all right, we got to figure out some shit for him to snort
besides cocaine.
Like, and we can't keep doing cocaine because it's messing up the production. So I guess powdered milk. Do we look into that? Is that okay? It's not just gonna whatever.
It feels like it's just the most. You drink milk, you're like you've got thick spit going for a whole day. He's just like
just stuck in your, imagine milk throat, but in your sinuses.
Yeah, just plowing through caterpillar lines of fucking powdered milk.
I feel bad for all those people in the 80s having to do fake Coke.
I know.
We'll remember
all
you.
right. My name's Jack. That over there is Miles Gray. This is the episode where we tell you what's trending on this Monday morning, what was trending over the weekend.
It's trending in our
but
hearts.
First, we get to know you a little bit better by telling you some things that we think are overrated, underrated. We ask our guests every day what they think is overrated, underrated. This is our chance to get some stuff off our chest. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Let's start. Should we start overrated?
Whatever you want, man. Fuck it.
What's cheesing you off, man?
Yeah,
what's something
me?
you think's overrated?
Me, man?
Who, me?
Fucking billionaires, man. Just getting away with it all the time.
Yeah.
Specifically, this Steve Ballmer, Kawhi Leonard thing.
I had this one too, man.
Killing
I had this
me.
one too.
It's Pablo Torre every fucking week now.
Yeah.
Is like, truly, they're calling him the boogeyman. It feels like the Kendrick Drake like beef, but except it's just like upsetting legal documents about how pretty allegedly, but pretty clearly, allegedly.
It really does feel like that. Like the way I had that same thought as he was dropping like his 5th episode where he's like, and here's more documentation.
Yeah.
Because he found out that Steve Ballmer like basically did this thing where he funneled a huge investment into this company that ended up being a scam. Nobody allegedly knew it was a scam at the time. And then that money was then paid to Kawhi Leonard by that same company for doing nothing in order to get around the salary cap because they had signed Kawhi Leonard to a salary that was, he's like, Kawhi Leonard's one of the best players in the NBA, but you have the salary cap that like makes it so no team can just come through like the Yankees and just fucking scorch earth and like pay
billion.
everyone all the money. And so the way he got around that was kind of this like sloppy thing where, I mean, I guess it's not sloppy in the sense that we wouldn't have found out about it if this company hadn't been
gone bankrupt and then sued and everything becomes public.
Yeah, and then everything becomes public. But he's been going through the documents and just finding incriminating piece of evidence after incriminating piece of evidence. His fellow billionaire, Mark Cuban, has been defending him, being like, no one would do this. This is just, you're wrong. He was scammed. He didn't know. And then that company just happened to invest money in Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, it feels like Pablo Torre is actually in the beef with Mark Cuban.
Exactly.
Because what
so
he
now
does,
it's him v.
Mark Cuban says a thing, and then Pablo Torre is like, I actually have documentation that, like, because Mark Cuban was like, I don't know. It's like, if it happened, then he would have to do it this way. And maybe like he would probably prop up the company. And Pablo Torre is like, oh, interesting. Here's some more documentation
that he did exactly that.
It's like he knows the whole case. And that's why it's really interesting to him just to drip it out, because it makes everyone look more fucking bad. And also the people that defend Steve Ballmer look even worse because they're like, well, it probably was done this way, or maybe it wasn't. Evidence comes out that refutes it. And it just, again, like, sports is usually like the one thing that people kind of feel is like free from like all the fucking chaos of the world. But in the era of big money, like, that's completely gone. And, you know, the insanely wealthy owner trope has been around forever. But like, salary caps kept things somewhat under control, especially like in the NBA. Like, for us, we've been talking about it for the last few years. The amount, like, the parity that exists in the NBA is unlike anything I've ever seen.
Yeah,
And
it's super fun.
It makes it
it makes it crazy that like the Oklahoma City Thunder, who were like a joke team 3 years ago, just won the championship.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And then like when you have people like Ballmer just coming in and sloppily skirting the rules like a common CEO, it just like it's really fucking infuriating. And it has nothing to do with like the team or whatever. Like I my fucking allegiance to the Lakers aside, like just looking at this, it just shows, I think that's what it is. I just hate the fact that that entire way of doing business, which like, well, I'm a billionaire and I have my own rules, is just done so blatantly in people's faces. And now you have a league with the NBA where Adam Silver is like not being as unequivocal as I'd like him to be when he's talking about like laying the hammer down on people who circumvent the cap rules. It's like, are you really going to do it? Because Pablo Torre is really making it difficult now for the NBA to like not do, come down seriously on the Clippers.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool because he's a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist. He's a podcaster. His podcast is, once he gets on his previous thing that he got into is just the Bill Belichick and his 22-year-old girlfriend thing. That was a fun thread. And like when he gets on a thread like this, it's definitely worth listening. Because like, especially with this one, it's a white collar malfeasance at a time when literally nobody else is paying attention to that. Seriously. Like the authorities are asleep at the wheel. And so he's able to like just go in and get the low hanging fruit. But for people who don't know, Steve Ballmer is the richest owner in any sport. He's one of the richest people in the world. He co-founded Microsoft with Bill Gates. And they had an episode recently just about the parallels between what Microsoft got caught doing, and then in the 90s, this was a big scandal.
Steve Ballmer was there.
And Steve Ballmer was the like head of the company at the time that they were caught doing anti-competitive stuff blatantly by the U.S. government and like forced to, it's like the one anti-monopoly thing that has happened that like really the government pushed back on. That's how blatant they were being. Best detail I learned over the past week is because I think it's easy to lose sight of like how much money was at stake here. So Kawhi Leonard
do nothing.
Kawhi Leonard got $20 million, I think, from this company to do nothing.
28, I think.
Yeah. Okay. 28. He's getting paid more by this company to do nothing than he's getting paid by New Balance for being the face of New Balance.
Yeah, face of their basketball thing. Like
which was a huge, like the fact that New Balance got Kawhi Leonard was wild at the time. We were like, whoa, like that's a huge get for them. That's like an amazing amount of value. The idea that this company would just pay him for doing nothing, it seems very unrealistic. Anyways, it's
just wild to think it's like he's the face of a brand for X amount of money, but then he can get more money to literally just do nothing. Because again, it's not that he was ever doing anything with this company. They were just funneling money to him.
But yeah, this is not abnormal for Steve Ballmer, obviously, as the head of Microsoft, who previously got caught doing anti-competitive things, but also just like billionaires, as we keep talking about on this show, like it is what they do. They rewrite the history. It's very important to America's ethos and the American zeitgeist to believe that these are remarkable people who are doing things with like creativity,
their abnormal brain power.
Yeah, their amazing brain power. And then, so they rewrite these biographies where they like started everything from a garage and all this bullshit. And then you actually look at the reporting and it's just they find loopholes and exploit loopholes is what they do. And they are predatory and will do whatever it takes to make a bunch of money.
Or win or whatever their fucking worldview is. But it's just, but Pablo Torre, God bless him. God bless him to fucking keep turning the heat up on the league, because that would be the next scandal, is if the NBA just kind of
the NBA just looks the other way.
Yeah, because again, like you said, Ballmer's so fucking wealthy. It's like he could buy the league if he wanted. You know what I mean? Like it's just like that's just looming over everything.
Yeah. All right. My overrated is my ability to sneeze with mouthwash in my mouth.
It's an overrated ability.
It is overrated by me prior to what I'm about to tell you. So I put mouthwash in my mouth, immediately felt a sneeze coming on, had the mouth full of mouthwash, and I just thought I'd be able to hold it in, like focus the sneeze through my nose and not lose the mouthwash, because I didn't want to waste the mouthwash. I was like, this is good mouthwash that I just put in my mouth. I've like barely started rinsing. So I tried it, and it was like a bottle of mouthwash had detonated in my bath. Like, I don't know how. It was just everything in sight was covered with like a fine mist of Plax. Shout out Plax, by the way. Great mouthwash. Thank you. There was literally, I know there was like an outline of my toothbrush cup on the mirror That's how much.
That's fucked up. I hate to make a Hiroshima atomic bomb reference, but the shadow was burned into the fucking from your
into my mirror
mouthwash sneeze.
Yes, that's how successful I was.
How do you feel now?
I feel like I just I learned an important lesson that I keep learning over and over again as I get older. That like I don't know. I've talked before about how like. You know that scene in The Other Guys where the two hero cops are like, we're going to make it, like jump to,
right,
to a thing across and then they don't make it. Like, I always have that thought where I'm like, I could jump from this building to that building.
I could throw this football clear over the mountains.
Yeah, exactly. And I just feel like I can go mind over body, but the physics of the situation make themselves real. And they make themselves realer and realer as I get older.
Yeah. Got to think positively.
That's right. Anyways, that's my overrated. What's something, Miles, that you think is underrated?
The kamikaze retail worker. Okay. There's nothing like the kind of hookup you get at a store than from a person working retail who does not give a fuck. Someone who has 1 foot out the door. Someone who just got back from a job interview for a better job and is now just running the clock out. Yeah. I had the great honor of intersecting with one of these people, these hero retail workers over the weekend, because Her Majesty took me out to get a birthday gift over the weekend. So, and I wanted some new cups. She's like, what do you want for your, I was like, we lost everything in the fire. I would like some cups.
I've been drinking with my hands for the past year.
Like this, just together, just slurping out of the sink or out of our drinking bucket. But we don't even have a dipper. But like, I wanted to get like these like really cool, like just like these coffee cups. Okay. That were just like kind of like I liked like the ceramics of it. So there's a store we went into, we get to the store. It's like fucking 2, right? And the store is closed. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I know the store is open. We go next door and I'm like, do the people like leave for lunch? They're like, yeah, they should be back in like 20 minutes. We come back like 40 minutes later, still nobody there.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Then some guy pulls up behind. He's like, whoa, what's up, guys? This is like a multinational company. Like, this isn't some like boutique, right? Yeah. I'm like, what's up? He's like, oh, my bad, dude. My bad.
Yes.
I just had a meeting, dog. It was supposed to be 30 minutes. Dude, shit turned to 2 hours. He's talking to me like this, like very confident. And I'm like, okay, I like this guy.
Yes. Rich, like Karens and, would be like getting more and more incensed and ready to talk about talking to their manager. You saw an opportunity.
I go, what's up, bro? I'm like, all good, dog. All good, dog. He's like, dude, I'm so sorry. He's like, bro, I'll hook you up, bro. Sorry about that, man. I shouldn't have had you guys waiting like that. It's like, all right. And then like the guy was clearly very like loose. So I'm just talking to him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's going on, man? Like, how do you like working here? He's like, bro, he's like, low key, bro. I fucking hate this place, dog. But like, I'm about to leave, bro. Low key. Like,
are you feigning surprise at this point?
Yeah. I go, oh real?
No, really?
Dog, why? He's like, bro, just fucking like, it's fine. Like, but like, this just so fucking boring, dude. You know what I mean? Anyway, what do you want? And I was like, oh, let me get like a couple of these mugs and a couple, like 2 of those mugs. And he's like, for sure, dog. He's like, I'm going to hook you up fat. And I go, when he said hook you up fat, I'm like, first of all, this guy smokes weed because that's like a weed dealer talk. We'll hook you up fat, dog. I'll hook you up fatty, dog, right now.
I'm pretty sure he was also trying to communicate to you that he deals weed.
Maybe. Maybe. I mean, like there was an understanding when he came in all fucking weird and I was like, bro, no fucking problem, dog. I don't even give a shit. Like you do you. This fucking guy gave me 50% off and didn't even charge me for like other shit.
Wow.
Like when I looked at the thing, he's like, bro, I'm just going to like, whatever, dude. He's like, usually I can give like 20. I'll just give you 50. He's like, dude. And he goes, I'll give you 50. I don't even give a fuck.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, yes, dog. Thank you. Amazing. And I just think of like when I used to do that when I worked at like the art, like laser tag place, I used to give kids like tokens for the arcade machine.
Yeah.
Not because like I was trying to hook them. Like I was like, I just don't give a fuck. Yeah. And that was like my way to be like rebel. I'm like, y'all paying me minimum wage. Watch this. Here's your fucking tokens. Do that. Have fun with that. So again, I just love somebody who's just willing to give that discount. You know what I mean? amazing. And I get to when you don't fear death anymore, like in terms of getting fired, that you are actually one of the most powerful beings in retail.
Low key, this place sucks shit.
Dude, low key, bro. I'm off this shit. And I'm like, where are you off to next? He's like, dude, there's this like custom furniture place, dog. He's like, the couches are so expensive, but if I sell like 3 in a fucking month, I'll make way more than I do fucking here. And I'm like, sick. He's like, also, I might help start a restaurant. Then he like he rattled off like 8 different plans. And I'm like, oh, to be 24.
I know.
You know what I mean? I was like, all right, doggy, you do you. Thank you for my mugs. I'm out.
You're like, you should definitely start that restaurant, man.
Look at that. Look at this right there.
Ooh, very beautiful mug.
Yeah, very beautiful. What's yours?
My underrated is just how weird it is that Taylor Swift is marrying Travis Kelce. I know people are probably aware of this story by now, but there was a moment in the game this weekend. Travis Kelce played against the Giants of New York.
Did he like headbutt Andy Reid or something?
He like almost got into a fist fight with Andy Reid, his coach, on the sideline. And everyone was like, uh-oh, trouble in paradise. But anybody who like follows the Chief was like, no, they do that every week. Like you just gotta like let him
why do
out
him
to
and Andy
run a
Reid
bit.
get into it all the time?
They just like, I think he knows that it like psychs him up or something. And so Andy Reid like gets in his face and like, you just gotta let him like froth himself up into a big dumb rage. Which is, great coaching, I feel like, because he does like literally. I remember seeing it for the first time, being like, "Yo, what the?
Are they fighting?
Like, are they gonna like literally like start hitting each other?" And then it's just like every week with those two. But it just gave me a moment of pause to like take a step back and be like, Taylor Swift is known for being like literary, and she's essentially marrying Gronk. Is
slightly more put together, articulate Gronk, I'd say.
Yeah, like Gronk probably, but like I don't know. It's just like, what if fucking Beyonce had married Gronk instead of Jay-Z? Like that would have been so weird. It is very weird.
It is an odd coupling.
It is an odd coupling.
It makes sense, like if you're doing like the storybook version, it's like, and the most famous pop star married the football man, and they lived happily ever after. But yeah,
it's very much like. There's that song American Teenager, I think, by Ethel Cain, that's like a like satire of those types of like Americana, like Taylor Swift songs. And it feels like something out of that song. Like it's just so on the nose. And like it does feel, like that's something that Taylor Swift is acutely aware of, the like, doing the thing that you would expect the most popular girl in high school to do and marrying the like hottest football guy makes sense with her whole like Miss Americana thing. It's just viewed at a different angle. It's like, this is very strange.
I wonder if like Andy Reid on their wedding day is like, hey, Taylor, a little bit of advice. Get in his face. Tell him he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And he'll get shit done. He gets shit done.
All right. Those are some things we think are overrated, underrated. I'm sure 1,000 people have made that observation, but it did just hit me this weekend watching him lose his absolute mind. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back to talk about some of the news.
I'm Jorge Ramos.
And I'm Paola Ramos.
Together we're launching The Moment, a new podcast about what it means to live through a time as uncertain as this one.
We sit down with politicians.
I would be the first immigrant mayor in generations, but 40% of New Yorkers were born outside of this country.
Artists and activists. I mean, do you ever feel demoralized?
I might personally lose hope. This individual might lose the faith, but there's an institution that doesn't lose faith. And that's what I've believed in.
To bring you depth and analysis from a unique Latino perspective.
There's not a single day that Paola and I don't call or text each other, sharing news and thoughts about what's happening in the country. This new podcast will be a way to make that ongoing intergenerational conversation public.
Listen to The Moment with Jorge Ramos and Paola Ramos as part of the My Cultura podcast network on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you want to hear the secrets of serial killers, psychopaths, pedophiles, robbers?
They are sitting there waiting for the vulnerable thing. They're waiting for the unprotected.
I'm Dr. Leslie, forensic psychologist. I advocate for safety and awareness of predators while wearing pink.
When you were described to me as a forensic psychologist, I was like, snooze. We ended up talking for hours, and I was like, this girl is my best friend.
This is a podcast where I cut through the noise with sarcasm, satire, and hard truths.
I'm not going to fake it and force it.
But would you force an orgasm? Because that's like a different layer. The car accident you didn't want to see but couldn't turn away from. In this episode, I discuss personal safety and self-defense, tools, instincts, and strategies to protect yourself and your loved ones in everyday life and high-risk situations. Listen to Intentionally Disturbing on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
In early 1988, federal agents raced to track down the gang they suspect of importing millions of dollars worth of heroin into New York from Asia.
We had 30 agents ready to go with shotguns and rifles and you name it.
But what they find is not what they expected.
Basically, your stay-at-home moms were picking up these large amounts of heroin.
They go, "Is this your daughter?" I said, "Yes." They go, "Oh, you may not see her for like 25 years.
Caught between a federal investigation and the violent gang who recruited them, the women must decide who they're willing to protect and who they dare to betray.
Once I saw the gun, I tried to take his hand and I saw the flash of light.
Listen to the Chinatown Sting on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcasts.
Your entire identity has been fabricated. Your beloved brother goes missing without a trace. You discover the depths of your mother's illness, the way it has echoed and reverberated throughout your life, impacting your very legacy. Hi, I'm Danny Shapiro, and these are just a few of the profound and powerful stories I'll be mining on our 12th season of Family Secrets. With over 37 million downloads, we continue to be moved and inspired by our guests and their courageously told stories. I can't wait to share 10 powerful new episodes with you. Stories of tangled up identities, concealed truths, and the way in which family secrets almost always need to be told. I hope you'll join me and my extraordinary guests for this new season of Family Secrets. Listen to Family Secrets Season 12 on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And we're back. And Charlie Kirk's funeral was this weekend.
Yeah.
Massive turnout, big stadiums.
Yeah.
His wife said she forgave the killer.
Yeah.
Was not interested in seeking the death penalty, which is like that. Didn't make that many headlines, like, or it doesn't feel like it's going to be the lasting takeaway from the movement.
No,
in the same
or
way
this
that,
funeral.
Yeah,
she was like, I forgive him.
That
like
turn
Christ.
the other cheek shit is real cuck stuff that nobody really.
Trump then just came out
right
and was
feeling.
like, "Yo, turn that other cheek so I can smack that cheek too."
Yeah, straight up.
He basically was like, "Fuck that." He was even like, "And I'm sorry, Eric, or I hate my enemies. I hate them.
Yeah,
and I don't wish them well, but not Biden either." And it just everyone's like, "Whoa!" It was interesting because the crowd wasn't like raucous cheering.
Yeah,
it was
like,
everyone going like, "Oh!" Like they were laughing.
This is a memorial that is caused by political division, like, and Jesus Christ.
So that was like the one thing I was like, okay, well, at least it didn't erupt in cheers when he said that. It was more, but either way, pretty much every person that spoke was doing whatever they could to fan the flames. Like Stephen Miller started evoking the storm, like on some QAnon shit. And he's like, they've awoken an army and they've got nothing. And you're like, whoa, okay. A lot of people, I think, again, they're trying to make this the proverbial fork in the road where the right embraces evil and violence because it's now become justified.
Even more so than they were already.
Right.
Just to reiterate that, I mean, there was actually like a NBC News report where they talked to people familiar with the investigation. Like we said last week, there were all sorts of, right-wing news outlets that were saying that this was part of a premeditated attack from, multiple people had been posting in this quote unquote like trans forum, saying like September 10th is going to be a day, like watch out, Charlie Kirk and shit like that. Those posts were all made up. They were all fabricated. There is no evidence of a connection to any left-wing group. It appears to be somebody who was acting alone, is everything we know about the investigation. It was one person.
Like most things like this, too.
Yeah.
It's
like
a lone wolf thing.
How it happens. But yeah, if you just watch these speeches, you would assume that like this was some terrorist act that was officially claimed by Antifa or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Tucker Carlson, I do want to just give there was a moment towards the end of last week where people were like, Tucker Carlson's even calling out Trump's anti-free speech rhetoric. He gave a speech at the memorial that was like so unhinged, whereas like he was talking about how, little guy I know who's a carpenter by the name of JC had some things to say that some people didn't like, and they decided to kill him. And, it was just a lot of anti-Semitic dog whistles.
Not even just dogs screaming, dog barking. You know what I mean? Like evoking the crucifixion as
fucking
a way
train
to keep,
whistles.
as a way to keep the Israel did it conspiracy theory alive is fucking nasty shit. But again, I expect nothing less from a group of people who are so opportunistic in weaponizing a tragedy for their own dark ass aims that something like this would happen. Like, it is what it is. And now we'll see what happens now. I mean, like, there was talk over the weekend about trying to designate Antifa or trans people as like a violent extremist group. They're doing everything they can to use this moment to just create as many illegal categories of people as possible.
Yeah, it really does remind me of the aftermath of 9/11, where it was like, oh, they're going to blame this on Iraq. Like you could tell right away. It was just like, how are they going to figure out how to do that? The way they did that at the time was like fabricated evidence and, search for weapons of mass destruction. Remains to be seen if they will do that, or if they will even like go to the trouble of inventing evidence, or if they'll just rhetorically continue to do it over and over again.
Yeah. I mean, because it's weird too, because like even on the right, like there isn't even a real consensus on who did it. Like it depends on what flavor of right wing extremism you're into.
Right.
Like some people are going to be like, it was AOC, or like Antifa, or other people like it was trans people. There's a ton of people like it was Israel, and you're not going to tell me otherwise.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, again, like quite an audience they've developed over there.
Yeah. The Tucker speech, like the part where he just bursts into like weird, like inappropriate laughter at one point is unnerving, very unnerving. All right, let's check in with my goat, Tom Brady. Tom Brady.
I like you just go check in with your goat. You walk outside. Hey, you doing okay? All right, buddy. Okay? Here's an apple. All right, he's good.
I wish.
All right, what else? Yeah, more sports ball talk, but there's a clip going around.
All the football talk, but
I only know this because I saw two things pop up on my feeds, which was like Travis Kelce and Andy Reid in each other's face, and then this clip of Tom Brady. So there's a game between the Cowboys and the Bears where Tom Brady gave some interesting commentary. So George Pickens the Cowboys player bobbled a pass, ended up in a pick. Yeah, ended up in a pick, and he was pissed at himself after the play. So he was slamming his helmet in anger on the sidelines. And then this is how Tom Brady sums up the football player angry at himself for missing the pass and being violent with his helmet. This is Tom Brady's GOAT commentary.
Arms and Pick's not happy. Yeah, those helmets can be. It's like the dog at home.
Time out on the field.
Huh?
Wow.
He'll tell you.
Kick the dog, throw the helmet.
Man,
whatever
man.
It is.
I feel like whoever is doing his commentary with him was trying to be like let's move on with that. Wow.
Yo.
And also out of context, it just sounds like he's responding that way to Tom Brady saying that. Wow.
Yo. Okay.
You are a psycho.
Hey, the guy smashing that, it's like the dog at home. What? Kick the dog, smash the helmet, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to what?
You kick your dog at home?
I mean, I shouldn't be surprised that this is another quarterback in the NFL who's kind of not unfamiliar with what animal abuse is.
Yeah, right. That does seem to get to the top. You need.
Yeah. Like the dog at home is so dark. So that's what's so
very
interesting.
Bateman. It's very Patrick Bateman, which is the energy that he kind of gives off, is just like holding it together so fucking hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
That it's got to come out somewhere.
Yeah. Just like the dog at home, it's got to come out somewhere. I saw the thing about, I didn't realize he owns part of the Raiders now, because people were being like, why is he in
part
the
of the
booth?
Raiders and is in the booth with their coaches. And people were like, he can probably tell them stuff, because as a reporter, you learn things from coaches. But I don't know. I doubt that that's actually happening, but I think people just don't. There's something about this guy who talks casually about kicking dogs that makes people not want to trust him.
What's he saying with that headset on? Who's he talking to? The defensive coordinator? Guys, kick the dog, guys, kick the dog. What
Jesus
the fuck
Christ
is Tom saying up there? Keep saying to kick the dog. Is that a play?
All right, back to the world of Christianity. Big week for Kirk Cameron, because it looks like the Rapture is finally
tomorrow.
Big news about tomorrow. According to TikTok, tomorrow is the day of the Christian Rapture. Began with a statement from a South African pastor named Joshua Malakela.
Okay.
But we'll go with that. I'm not sure that that's exactly how you pronounce it. Claimed that Jesus would return during Rosh Hashanah and the rapture will occur on September 23rd, 2025. His source is that he saw Jesus sitting on his throne, and I could hear him very loud and clear saying, "I am coming soon." Which I like that he kept it vague, like a teaser trailer.
What was Jesus doing, though?
Sitting on his throne, bro. Just lamping.
I'm coming soon. Just sitting there? You're doing some funny stuff?
Sitting on a throne, man.
Talking about how he was going to come?
Coming soon to a theater near you.
All of that? I've seen so much Rapture talk. It's just because this guy confidently said that it's tomorrow?
Well, I think it's become a very popular.
Of course. I mean, I'm all in on it. You know what I mean? I love what was that? The Leftovers? Oh,
The Leftovers is blast. Great. I think this is wishful thinking. I do think that everybody is just waiting for something to end. It just feels hard to imagine the future. And people are just, I think this is similar to people on the left having commentary on Trump's health, like some act of God that will come and make it all stop.
Right.
Yeah. In this case, the way it would make it all stop in the sense that all of the Christians would just be out of here, and then we would be left behind. And as the Leftovers illustrated, there would be wild fucking parties.
You think you'd be raptured, or you think you'd join the cigarette smoker cult?
I think I'd be joining the cigarette smoker cult.
Oh, you'd be left over. You'd be a leftover.
Oh, I think I'd be. Oh, you seem pretty confident that you'd be raptured. You're out.
I don't know. It seemed kind of fucked up where they were at.
Right.
That didn't. Were they being called to heaven, or the rapture takes everybody to hell?
No, rapture take everybody to heaven, man.
Yeah.
So this is everybody disappears from Earth,
and you go meet Jesus up in the sky. It's a meet and greet with Jesus.
And then 20 years from now, we have climate change licked, because you have to think that most of those oil executives are of a certain persuasion.
Sure.
And I don't know. I feel like that I would be very happy for them and very happy for us. I think if this was about to happen, but TikTok is just absolutely. We now have Rapture talk which is just people
yeah.
prepping for the rapture, offering tips on how to endure the actual trip to heaven, the benefits of leaving Bibles behind for us, the unchosen. And, some of these are seemingly from actual Christians, but a whole lot of them are clearly jokes. One woman made headlines for saying that she sold her house and car prior to the rapture, but then you can see it has like hashtag satire comedy, hashtag satire in her post. But it does seem like at least some people are taking it seriously.
So many people are like, hey, you need pet sitting for the rapture? Just let me know. A lot of people making jokes. I wouldn't joke about it, guys. I wouldn't joke about it. I'm just saying,
man. Think it's funny, and then you're left over here with people who like to party. Not so funny now, huh?
That scene is fucking wild, though. That first episode of The Leftovers.
Right.
When people just go puff the magic dragon like in their cars and shit. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's just like shopping carts are like rolling that full.
They said it's
carts.
during the Feast of Trumpets is what this guy said is when he would return. So if you've got a trumpet, you are duty bound to go outside and play it and maybe freak out one of your neighbors.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
We don't know, we will know this the day before, but we will know.
We'll know.
I wish we could have gotten a little more description of like what Jesus looked like on his throne and all that good stuff. Ripped? Is it shredded Jesus?
Yeah. Is it shredded or grated Jesus?
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk about some political news and we'll be back.
I'm Jorge Ramos.
And I'm Paola Ramos.
Together we're launching The Moment, a new podcast about what it means to live through a time as uncertain as this one.
We sit down with politicians.
I would be the first immigrant mayor in generations, but 40% of New Yorkers were born outside of this country.
Artists and activists. Do you ever feel demoralized?
I might personally lose hope. This individual might lose the faith, but there's an institution that doesn't lose faith. And that's what I've believed in.
To bring you depth and analysis from a unique Latino perspective.
There's not a single day that Paola and I don't call or text each other, sharing news and thoughts about what's happening in the country. This new podcast will be a way to make that ongoing intergenerational conversation public.
Listen to The Moment with Jorge Ramos and Paola Ramos as part of the My Cultura podcast network on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you want to hear the secrets of serial killers, psychopaths, pedophiles, robbers?
They are sitting there waiting for the vulnerable thing. They're waiting for the unprotected.
I'm Dr. Leslie, forensic psychologist. I advocate for safety and awareness of predators while wearing pink.
When you were described to me as a forensic psychologist, I was like, snooze. We ended up talking for hours, and I was like, this girl is my best friend.
This is a podcast where I cut through the noise with sarcasm, satire, and hard truths.
I'm not going to fake it and force it.
But would you force an orgasm? Because that's like a different layer. The car accident you didn't want to see but couldn't turn away from. In this episode, I discuss personal safety and self-defense, tools, instincts, and strategies to protect yourself and your loved ones in everyday life and high-risk situations. Listen to Intentionally Disturbing on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I had this like overwhelming sensation that I had to call her right then. And I just hit call. Said, hey, I'm Jacob Schick. I'm the CEO of One Tribe Foundation. And I just wanted to call on and let her know there's a lot of people battling some of the very same things you're battling. And there is help out there.
The Good Stuff Podcast Season 2 takes a deep look into One Tribe Foundation, a nonprofit fighting suicide in the veteran community. September is National Suicide Prevention Month, so join hosts Jacob and Ashley Schick as they bring you to the front lines of One Tribe's mission.
I was married to a combat Army veteran, and he actually took his own life to suicide. One Tribe saved my life twice.
There's a lot of love that flows through this place, and it's sincere.
Now it's a personal mission. Don't want to have to go to any more funerals,
I got blown up on a react mission. I ended up having amputation below the knee of my right leg and a traumatic brain injury because I landed on my head.
Welcome to Season 2 of The Good Stuff.
Listen to The Good Stuff podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
In early 1988, federal agents raced to track down the gang they suspect of importing millions of dollars worth of heroin into New York from Asia.
We had 30 agents ready to go with shotguns and rifles and you name it.
But what they find is not what they expected.
Basically, your stay-at-home moms were picking up these large amounts of heroin.
They go, "Is this your daughter?" I said, "Yes." They go, "Oh, you may not see her for like 25 years."
Caught between a federal investigation and the violent gang who recruited them, the women must decide who they're willing to protect and who they dare to betray.
Once I saw the gun, I tried to take his hand and I saw the flash of light.
Listen to the Chinatown Sting on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcasts.
And we're back.
We're back.
We're back, baby. All right. Let's check in with dear leader Donald Trump. In addition to
deal leader, make the deals. Deal leader.
In addition to declaring war on his enemies at the Charlie Kirk memorial, he also was on Truth Social sending what would seem to be a private message about like secret collusion and doing illegal stuff to Pam Bondi.
Yeah.
So he posted on Truth Social, "Pam, I have reviewed over 30 statements and posts saying that essentially same old story as last time. It's kind of hard to, he's basically saying like, you need to go after my enemies,
specifically,
Comey, Adam Shifty Schiff, Letitia. They're all guilty as hell, but nothing is going to be done."
The tone of this is interesting because he's like, we look dumb. Like we are losing he said, quote, "It's killing our reputation and credibility that we're not jailing our enemies."
Yes.
And he's now just like saying, get it done.
Yes.
Which is really something. It's interesting though. I'm like, it's weird if he writes a text message like this where it says Pam : and then signed President DJT.
Right.
Now, is that like a weather balloon? Like that's the one version is like, he just floated that out because I think he deleted it after.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he deleted it after. So I'm like, huh.
Wow. He doesn't.
Is it, or usually, is it, also it just seems like some old ass way to text. You're like, "Pam, this is the thing, signed me, Grandpa,
and accidentally sent it to the wrong app. Does seem like kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
To weaponize the Justice Department against his enemies, such as Comey, Schiff, Letitia James. My first reaction, though, was, and this goes to like what M. Gesson talks about, where, in this sort of authoritarian takeover, you kind of lose track of like what is normal. My first takeover was, my first response was like, why is everyone surprised by this? Didn't he not already do this one?
Yeah, which like, shows you where you're at.
Yeah, this is Watergate. We say he averages like a Watergate a week, but like this is actually just doing weaponizing the power of the president to go after his political rivals. It's like the thing that has gotten presidents like specifically impeached. The fact that he deleted it does make him look like that's surprising to me. It does make him look like low key, dog. It makes him look a little guilty.
Low key, dog. I'm about to quit, dog. Low-key, I'm gonna hook you up fat. I mean, yeah, that's the one. That is the only thing, because like a deleted post does feel like a bit of an admission of oopsie on his part. But yeah, but it also like I think speaks to how he like what motivates him as a person, because he says, "I've reviewed over 30 statements and posts," which is like what your human printer assistant lady just printed out some tweets for you to read. In like paper form, and you go, "This one says Trump's not doing it." Signed. This is from @Patriot2269. What exactly are you reading? What are these posts
the fact
and
that
statements?
Posts is like part of what he's taking in as like official, material for him to make policy decisions. Is pretty wild.
Just doom scrolling, and people are like, "He ain't fash enough," and he's like, "Do
I look like a fool," that is the like motivating, there's the sucking void at the center of him that like needs attention, needs everybody to love him, needs everybody to be paying attention to him at all times. And then there's like the horrible exploding sense of paranoia and humiliation that like everybody's laughing at him.
Yeah.
Those are like the stop and go switch. Those are the ones and zeros in the binary
maybe
code.
Donald, listen to your heart.
His brain.
Maybe you aren't that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think
you want to be that bad.
I think it's so hard coded. Like it's hard coded enough that he was throwing rocks at babies when he was like 5 years old. But
this is all just funny too, because I'm like, did he write it? Did he not? But it sounds like people aren't surprised that this could have been a real text.
Yeah, people like members of the administration were like, that sounds actually like he was meant to text that because this is like how he texts. Like
he texts the way he talks.
Texts like that. It's a lot like what the president writes online. So it's just like impossible to know the difference. But yeah, whether he meant to or not, this is like wildly illegal. We have absolutely no ability to do anything about it.
Yeah.
But it is interesting. Brian, the editor, asked the question, like, how far are we from when prosecute turns into execute? I do feel like even Putin at this point will poison people quietly. He doesn't officially, he puts them in jail and then they like fall to their deaths.
Or like a business person fell out of a window again.
But I do wonder how much that changes now that America has gone full authoritarianism. There's not that the eyes of the Western world are not on you judging. And so maybe it does just become full executions in the street type thing.
I mean, I don't know. I think we'll see how that UFC fight at the White House goes.
Yeah.
That'll be the beginnings of seeing how much people just want to see wacky shit happen in the Capitol. There was did you see the rendering of like what the fucking ring could look like?
No. Is it awesome?
Oh boy, it looks like an absolute fucking nightmare. Like it looks like, that weird mid-century building that looks like a spider by LAX.
Oh yeah.
It kind of has that.
That's the Octagon. Yeah, the Octagon
over the
is
Octagon
the LAX spider. Weird.
And then you can also watch from the Lincoln Memorial. They'll have another potential fucking video village or big screen, or I guess that's where the weigh-in will happen. It's all a fucking joke anyway.
Go out big, 250 years. Might as well go out big.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be another option, is that it's just it's an undercard with like the most dangerous UFC fighter in existence and Adam Schiff.
Right.
And he's just,
Jesus Christ. That would, oh my God. Yeah. And he just created some version of the mountain that he fucking brings out of a cave or some shit.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Let's talk Tom Homan, the border head.
I think he would like to be referred to as the border Reichsfuhrer.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot.
That was Himmler's title. So I think he'd probably want a similar one. But yeah, dude, that spittle crusted racist that regularly screams lies on Fox News basically looks like he ducked a fucking huge scandal. So last year, the FBI was doing a separate investigation. They weren't even looking at Tom Homan, just a separate investigation. And one of the people that got caught up in it said, Tom Homan, the guy that used to be the ICE director in Trump's first administration, he's going around soliciting bribes in exchange for lucrative ICE contracts on the assumption that Donald Trump wins and Homan would have a similar post at ICE or DHS.
Right.
So the feds did what they do and set him up to see if he would take a bag of cash, $50,000. And of course he fucking took it, even because this fake businessman set him up and said, hey, let's do this. Apparently there's recordings and hidden video that I probably won't see. But this is where it gets sad. So since this was the Biden FBI, they weren't sure if they should be going after Homan with an election on the horizon.
No, so that would be a conflict of interest, Miles.
God, we don't want to look like we're being political for a guy who's openly breaking whatever. So they decided to wait and see if he would actually follow through. Cut to the change of guard. The FBI, the career Biden people handed off to the new Trump FBI, and they basically killed the investigation.
There it is.
So right now, there's only, I think, 2 lawyers working in the DOJ's public corruption office as of this moment. So, open corruption is essentially the de facto way of doing business if you're a registered Republican.
Right. Yeah.
If not, you will be treated like a common criminal.
That's right.
It's just wild. But yeah, any other fucking time, this would be immediate resignation material. And even like in the National Review, which is a very, very conservative outlet, they're like, this does not look good.
Seems bad. It's like basically every journalistic outlet's undercurrent, the subtext.
Yeah.
Real quick, Sinclair Broadcasting, when they canceled Kimmel, they said that they will be broadcasting a special in remembrance of Charlie Kirk in lieu of his show for ABC affiliates on Friday. That special ended up being Celebrity Family Feud is what they showed. So,
I mean, the backlash has been pretty significant. A lot of people have been like, canceling their Disney Plus memberships. They've been protesting outside of like Disney or the old Kimmel Theater.
Yeah.
It's not a great look to just be the corporation that not even preemptively. I mean, like the government pressured them, but like not even putting up a fight against something so blatantly illegal.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, you're basically selling everyone out with it being a company with the resources to fight back. Just don't. You're really making it really frictionless.
What if they get mad at us?
Who gives a
can't
fuck?
Maximize our fucking shareholder value.
What do you think they're going to fucking do to you? What do you think they're going to do with you if you bend the knee?
Maximize shareholder value.
You're going to have to bend another knee. And then when you go, I've bent both knees, they'll be like, well, then break your legs again to make new knees to bend.
Dude, we're going to get so good at knee bends. Our quads are going to be fucking
And then
popping.
what do you do with the quads? Okay, fine. Okay, fine. You get jacked from the fucking knee bends and your quads are popping. Then what? Boom.
We're like the official media thing of El Fuhrer, United States of America 250.
Yeah, but we
get to carry the UFC fights on Disney.
Well, the
Plus.
president will compliment Disney's thighs that are like Christmas hams.
Like Christmas hams.
You see their quads. They're like Christmas hams.
All right. In less serious news, they opened a Central Perk in New York City. It was announced last
Friends
week.
Coffee Shop?
Yeah, the Friends Coffee Shop. I guess there was already one in Boston. Decidedly not where Friends took place. But, and they opened one in New York City, and it looks like shit. The one from the show was, comfortable and inviting and like had big puffy couches that would just swallow you up. And this one looks like it could be the break room in the office from Severance. Like
Jesus.
Yeah.
Cause it's do you know what part of the city it's in? Cause the exterior was Greenwich Village, right? For like their apartment building. Cause every time I'm like wandering through like Manhattan or something and I'm in Greenwich Village, and I was like, why are people outside of this building? And I'm like, oh, this is the outside of the Friends apartment.
Right.
But in Times Square, of course, the most New York place. Of course,
the center of New York, the best place in New York.
Yeah. It looks so sterile, man.
Yeah,
it's
it really looks sterile. It looks.
I've not watched enough Friends really ever, but like to know if it's really giving Central Perk. But I guess maybe like the bar is.
I just like know
colors.
That area, but yeah, no couches, nothing comfy. The lighting looks.
Yeah, like you have to
austere.
have like, isn't there like a purple couch or something? I feel like there are like things in my mind that I'm like, there's a purple
just like
couch in there.
Reset, do the thing, like have the thing from the show. Just have a little section. There's just like 2 couches. Like just have that there.
Yeah, this is an abomination. I feel bad for Friends fans. Like if you really fuck with the show that much, just to go to like some. It doesn't even like, even if you squint your eyes, like it doesn't even kind of look like it's hard for me to. Hey man, but good luck, man. Good luck. I'm sure the coffee is fucking great.
One person on Twitter, Joe at Hackerman Joe, tweeted they gentrified a fake location. Just pretty
fucking vile.
Right. All right. Those are some of the things that are trending on this Monday, September 22nd. We are back tomorrow with a whole ass episode of the show for those of you who do not get raptured. It'll be there in the morning. You can.
We never know what time the rapture is going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's going to be an afternoon thing. Actually, maybe people just like wake up in the morning and everything. Like that would actually be the safest way to do it if you think about it. What if
something weird did happen? Like not like a rapture, but something odd happened. Like that was mysterious, that had the world's attention. And then you get all these people being like, guys, I'm telling you.
I fucking told you. What if like the weapons situation happened the day of the rapture? Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like in The Leftovers, when they rapture people, like planes start falling out of the sky because they rapture pilots.
Yeah.
It's like, was this rapture handled by Doge? Like wouldn't you just schedule it for a time when things like there weren't that many planes, but they like do it right in the middle of the afternoon?
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know, guys, just stay safe. Or, hey, look, you know one thing? If you're an atheist, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, you might lose a couple friends or like people at work, but
and maybe you'll reconsider. Huh?
Yeah, maybe we'll all learn an important lesson today. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right. Until then, be kind to each other. Be kind to yourselves. Get your vaccine while you still can. Get your flu shots while you still can. Don't do nothing about white supremacy, and we will talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
The Daily Zeitgeist is executive produced by Catherine Law.
Co-produced by Bei Wang.
Co-produced by Victor Wright.
Co-written by J.M. McNabb.
And edited and engineered by Brian Jeffries.
I'm Jorge Ramos.
And I'm Paola Ramos.
Together we're launching The Moment, a new podcast about what it means to live through a time as uncertain as this one.
We sit down with politicians, artists, and activists to bring you depth and analysis from a unique Latino perspective.
The Moment is a space for the conversations we've been having as father and daughter for years.
Listen to The Moment with Jorge Ramos and Paola Ramos on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you want to hear the secrets of psychopaths, murderers, sex offenders? In this episode, I offer tips from them. I'm Dr. Leslie, forensic psychologist. This is a podcast where I cut through the noise with real talk.
When you were described to me as a forensic psychologist, I was like, snooze. We ended up talking for hours, and I was like, this girl is my best friend.
Let's talk about safety and strategies to protect yourself and your loved ones. Listen to Intentionally Disturbing on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
From tips for healthy living to the latest medical breakthroughs, WebMD's Health Discovered podcast keeps you up to date on today's most important health issues. Through in-depth conversations with experts from across the healthcare community, WebMD reveals how today's health news will impact your life tomorrow.
It's not that people don't know that exercise is healthy. It's just that people don't know why it's healthy. And we're struggling to try to help people help themselves and each other.
Listen to WebMD Health Discovered on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's important that we just reassure people that they're not alone and there is help out there.
The Good Stuff Podcast Season 2 takes a deep look into One Tribe Foundation, a nonprofit fighting suicide in the veteran community. September is National Suicide Prevention Month, so join hosts Jacob and Ashley Schick as they bring you to the front lines of One Tribe's mission.
One Tribe saved my life twice.
Welcome to Season 2 of The Good Stuff.
Listen to the Good Stuff podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is an iHeart podcast.